So once you've decided how much air you need, what pressure you need, what type of compressor you need to determine to provide the purity of air, whether it's a dry screw or a rotary vane or a rotary screw with food grade oil or whatever, the next thing to look at is the amperage available in your electrical distribution panel. Do you have enough power for the new compressor? If you don't have enough power, are you going to have to pay for it? If you don't own your own building, will the owner pay for bringing it in? Will the power company pay all or part of it? Those are things that you really need to consider before you buy a new compressor. The next thing that you need to consider is, do you need a variable speed machine? And you'll know if you need a variable speed machine, not because of what the compressor salesperson tells you, but does your workload or your process, manufacturing process, does it vary more than 20 to 25% in an 8-hour shift? If it doesn't, don't spend the money on a variable speed machine. Stay with a fixed speed machine. The fixed speed's more robust anyway. It's a hell of a lot simpler machine, less controls, just an all-around easier machine to have. Now, if you need a variable speed machine, by all means, spend the money. And the reason is because you will get an ROI back on that. A variable speed machine lends itself to a lot of things that you can't do with a fixed speed machine. You won't have any inrush current. You can get away with smaller breakers sometimes. Smaller breakers isn't really a good idea, but nevertheless, you have to be careful with the fuses, because with a fixed speed machine, you always use what's called a time delay or a slow blow fuse. You specifically cannot use that with a variable speed machine, and the reason is because there's no inrush current. You don't need it. And you want that fuse to react as quickly as possible if there's an issue where a fuse should come into play. So those are some things to think about. We can always help you with any part of the process. We can help you write a complete specification so that if you decide to go out to bid, you get everybody bidding exactly the same thing. Because if you don't have a spec to bid to, some guy will come in and say, oh, okay, you need this size compressor and you need this dryer and you need this filter. The next guy down the line that comes in says, well, you don't really need that size compressor. You can get away with this size. And gee, you don't really need that dual tower desiccant dryer. You can get away with a refrigerated dryer. The third guy comes in, he might tell you, well, yeah, you got the particulate filter and the coalescing filter, but you also need this carbon filter because you want to get all the odor out of the air. You want all the vapors out of the air. So let us come in, help you design and engineer the whole project. Let us write a specification for you so that everybody is bidding exactly the same thing. That's really the only way to do it. We're at 866-924-7822. Again, that's 866-924-7822. Thanks. Appreciate it. And I'll see you next time.